I believe we deserve it.
Now, where are you guys from?
Wolf Cove, Kentucky. Jackson Breathitt, Wolf Cove, Kentucky.
And you both remember that train stop there?
Yeah,
real well.
Well, tell me what you remember about it.
I remember a lot about it. Kind of what would you want to know about it?
Well, you were telling me stories earlier, all kinds of stories.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, this is a real thing, Levi.
Just pick any story that you remember.
Well, like it was the post office and train stop where you get your tickets, and a general store, and
Right.
and people would come. Where Chet lived, on the creek he lived in, was called River Caney. It was about 3/4 of a mile northeast of where the train stop was. The creek where we lived came out right here, and it was right at the stop, and it was west. It ran back west.
That's the truth.
Now, did you two
So
ever...
that's where I lived, and he lived down here,
Yeah.
back up the creek. But it's all called Wolf Cove.
Yeah.
The train stop.
You know, to me that all his aunts run the post office.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the store.
Yeah. Did you...
And the people would come from all back this way, back west. I've known them come walk on Sunday evenings from probably at least 6, 7, maybe 8 miles from them to catch the train where they has the pro fields. So
Now that's the truth. It is.
really is. And I have seen, Candy, really this is truth too. People would get on that train and the cars would be full. I've seen them not many times, but some people have to get up into the baggage car. All the cars would be
No kidding, they'd be so full, yeah.
And they would come there, and you know, some of them would be there an hour or two maybe before the train run, and you'd find one, or maybe 2 or 3, or 3 or 4, or half of us are sitting here telling big tales, maybe about their mules or horses. Some down here sitting on the railroad track talking about their coon.
Whatever you want to tell about Jackson County.
Oh, Breathitt County.
Breathitt County.
Wolf Cove was mostly talking
Wolf
about.
Cove?
Okay.
Okay, go to
Did
it.
you ever hear tell rocks was in the creek? They took a rock out of the creek and built a chimney out of it to build a fire in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these old timers would get to drinking this moonshine, and they'd get their boom boom out and shoot right through that rock, and the fire just fly off of them. And you know how tall I was? About 3.5, 4 foot tall. This is the truth now. It really is. Well, what's this cat grin? He knows what I'm talking about. Hey, this is my grandpa and my papa and my uncle and some more relations. My grandpa shot my dad's belt half in 2 with a high-powered rock around. You getting all this? Hey, this is the truth. Hey.
The real truth, huh?
Yeah, and later on, my grandpa double first cousin killed him graveyard dead, honey.
Really?
Hey, Chet, was Jim with him when?
And so, I don't know, my grandpa would work all day on the way.
I know it, but Jim would meet him sometimes on the
Yeah, he might have been. Made him on the beer.
Why did he kill him?
See if I happened, they were drinking that white lightning. Moonshine. Oh yeah, mean to the bone that stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Levi, let me rest just a minute, then you go ahead and talk a little bit.
No.
That should cap it off, should it?
Yeah, that's but now, didn't your grandpa or some of them shoot your Uncle Bobby's wife eye out some way or something?
Now that was another feud. That's what I was saying. That was before I came along.
That did happen, didn't it?
Yeah,
I heard
this is the truth too.
Yeah, I heard that. I always heard that.
It is. It's sad. Yeah, thank you, friend.
What was you going to tell, Levi?
That was about his some of his family is shooting his uncle's wife's eye out in a brawl.
It's sad. They get into it. Hey, one time I was a little fella, and my my uncle lived right over where we lived at,
Mm-hmm.
and the house caught on fire, and my aunt run in the house, and the fire burning, and my uncle went in after her, and she went right on out the back door, and he was right after her, and she got a fire, and he put her out.
Oh.
Oh, you know what blasted in, and there was a water tanker to feed the mule or the cow or whatever, and he grabbed that blanket and threw it around, hit him or broken up. I was so little on that day, and this is the truth. Go ahead, Levi, talk a little.
Well, I had an aunt, and she was awful easy to stir up to start to fussing. You know, start quarreling or jump on you.
Yeah.
Her name was Susan, I guess. You know, they call a lot of times Sue for short. And this other old guy lived there in the community. His name was Joe. His name was Joe T. Raleigh, and Susan's name's Susan Turner. You know, so Susan was my aunt. And Joe T. had a team of mules. And one of the mules was named Susan. And my uncle and Aunt Susan, so was Joe T. And they met at this gate, and they both had to stop while one of them, one was going the other. And they had, this guy told me this, now I didn't hear it, this old man, Joe T.
This is the truth, though.
Yes, sir, he said it was. and he knew that my aunt was fussy too, and he said he really expected her to jump on him over it. So one of the mules that my uncle and aunt was driving was named Joe. And so when they got ready to go, Susan, I guess, someone hollered, "Get up, Joe!" He said, "Get up, Susan!" He said he really thought that he would jump on him, thinking he was just mocking or something, you know. But he wasn't. He's hollering his mule. Let's go.
Oh.
But that really happened, he said, you know. Joe T told me it really did.
All right.
But he expected her to quarrel at it.
Did you ever hear any story like this? This is a true actual fact of life. It really happened.
Okay. No. Well, I want to hear some more.
But you can hear so much around these stories. See, I told you I stayed there with my grandparents, you know, for several years.
Yeah.
And they had two big benches in there, like you know, set several people, a big old heating stove in the middle of the store, and you could just sit there and bit that in and tell some the biggest tales you ever heard, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And old Matt White, you know Matt.
Yeah.
Tap dancing, Candy, that man could play a tune.
And you know what? He could pick a banjo. You hear that song, Twip Creek?
Yeah.
And Salt Creek, play all of them. And that one guy sang that song on Ring of Fire. They could sing that and play it. You could smell the roses blooming. Wildflower, no kidding. Yeah.
That Matt I was telling you about, he's just as limber as a rag, Susan. I mean, Candy, when he dances, his body just swerves straight, and his feet, he goes like that wildflower. Da 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 da. His feet just clicking just like the clock.
Hey, had he one of the best?
Yeah.
I'm we're proud of it, mate.
And you know that it was just a place, and sometimes I'd get there and be somebody come play the guitar, and I'd play the man and sit there and rear back and sing to those people for an hour.
Yeah, buddy.
And I had some young boy, he was a young boy at the time. I seen him several years ago, probably 10, 12 years ago at Jackson at a reunion. He told me, he lived over in the creek where Chet lived, and he said, "Boy, I remember," he said, "when you'd be over there playing the guitar and singing," he said, "it would be late and getting dark," and he said, "I'd stay just as long as I could."
Yeah. See, they didn't want you to stay out there dark.
Yeah.
They'd tan you high for staying out too late.
There's so many, you know, I spent so many happy hours around there, you know,
Yeah.
and people just come and go on. You could hear everything, you know, from every direction.
Mm-hmm.
Just people sit down talking, you know all the news.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
What happened to that lady?
Which lady?
she said she's going on outside there, but until you get through here.
She's
then
sitting outside.
She said
Well, what she wants, she told me a while ago, she'd heard me singing here at church, and she told me I was on the elevator, when that guy brought her here, driving, and she told me something about a song she wanted me to see if we could sing together.
Oh, nice.
And I'm through. I better go. You want to tell her that I'm ready to go?
Okay.
See what
All right,
she
I'll
wants.
go tell her.
She had a song she wanted to play.
Thank you, gentlemen. Enjoyed it thoroughly.
But there's so